What up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He is the UFC's number 10th ranked lightweight contender, fighting Mateusz Gamrot on the main card of UFC 285 on Saturday, March 4th. He's given the whole division arachnophobia. Jalin, the Tarantula Turner. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good, in this California rain.
Yes, California, known famously for its wet season and its great driving skills, right?
Definitely. Everybody
Uh,
loses their stuff when the rain comes down.
Bro, you might be like the pound for pound coolest pet owner in the UFC, and you just very briefly greeted me to your hairless cat. What's the story behind, welcoming that big ball sack into your home?
Shoot. My kid's mom got one, and then, I liked hers. I thought it was cool. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get one. And I got one, and there's just a cool little cat.
You and Sam Alvey has like a whole family of hairless cats, so there's crossover potential there. Dude, this has been sort of a wild lead up to 285 for you. Short notice fights happen. It's not unusual in the sport, but for a guy in the top 10 to be willing to go from a renowned striker in Dan Hooker to an absolute dominant wrestler in Mateusz Gamrot, like there's a lot of fighters who wouldn't take that fight under these circumstances, and I know you probably get asked about it a lot, but walk me through like when you were told that Gamrot was in the mix and what kind of went through your mind in that moment.
I think it was like midweek after I found out Dan broke his hand. And, they said he was willing to step up. And I said, all right, let's do it. I just wanted to stay on the card. I wanted to fight, and then at the same time, I was like, who not better to test my grappling accolades than against Gamrot? You know what I mean? So I was like, let's see.
Is this, in all honesty, the wisest choice to make to go from such a drastic change in opponents on 3 weeks' notice?
Um,
Well, it's short notice for him too, to be fair, right? So it's not
yeah. I mean, honestly, no, but I don't look at it that way. I'm chasing greatness. So do I look at we just gonna see, like we're gonna see what we learn from this, or if I, get it all done, get it done how I anticipate the fight to go, and we just go from there. And I just want to get, keep rising in the rankings anyway. So why not fight number 7 instead of sitting back and waiting for somebody lower ranked anyway?
totally. And a guy like Mateusz Gamrot, I think, at this stage in their respective career, at least in the minds of the audience, probably has a higher upside than Dan Hooker. So a win over Gamrot on a Jon Jones card, I think, is just going to be marvelous for your standing in the division, especially with Beneil Dariush, the last guy Gamrot fought. To be on the precipice of that title shot and having that big fight against Charles Oliveira coming up.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yeah, that what I mean, it's and I feel like Beneil set a good standard of what to do against Gamrot, and yeah, I beat him, and I feel like I'm in title contention damn near.
What gives you the confidence to take on, all comers under all circumstances? Is it the training? Is it the self belief? Like, what sort of drives you to take these opportunities? Because we see as guys get higher up in the rankings, they have a tougher time finding fights. They're pickier, but Jalin Turner, a gamer through and through.
I'm I don't fear any man that could bleed. You know what I mean? Everyone will bleed the same. I'll fight whoever. I've always been that way. I've always prided myself on that. I just didn't want to make a career being that guy to fight whoever all the time. I want to be a champion. Like I have set goals. But like the time called for me to like bring that side out of me and be like, you know what, I gotta fight whoever. So we're here.
I like that you mentioned the blood because I spoke to Mateusz yesterday, and he had discussed that even though you say that you're expecting a very wrestling heavy approach, he says he's worked a lot on his striking. He wants to use that, and his exact words were he wants to make it fucking gore in the octagon. I would like your reaction. Do you welcome this?
Bring it on. Bring it on, because he can make it gore, and I'm gonna just keep it precise and technical.
I like it. I like it. Did I read correctly that you've worked with Matt Frivola on your wrestling in anticipation for this fight?
No, I haven't worked with Matt Fowler.
Okay, yeah, I saw someone put that out there, and I'm like, I couldn't find any evidence of it, but I thought it'd be an interesting connection. So thank you for clearing that up. What happened with Drew Dober? You know, you guys were kind of going back and forth about making it. He said he wanted the fight. You said he wasn't willing to do it. You know, on the timeline for UFC 285. How'd that all go around behind the scenes?
He wanted to fight in April. I wanted to fight in March. That's how it is. You know, that's like the end of it. I wasn't about to sit back and try to wait for somebody that's lower ranked than me on fight on their terms. Like, no, like you fight on my terms.
Yeah, I think in the circumstances that's reasonable. Were there any other names offered to you or kind of thrown out there that didn't materialize between Hooker and Mateusz?
Moicano, but he needed time too. All these guys, they say they want money, they say they want to fight me, and then they need time. Like I'm not saying anybody's name unless I feel like I could beat them any day of the week. You know what I mean?
Who, in your opinion, at this stage right now, you know, Islam Makhachev in the aftermath of UFC 284 kind of put out a call out. Who's next? Volkanovski put on a great effort. He wants the rematch, but there's a featherweight interim champion waiting for him. Beneil and Charles are fighting right now. In your estimation, like as of today, who is the most deserving contender in the lightweight division?
Beneil.
I I genuinely, and Beneil knows this because I like the guy a lot. I feel bad for him. I feel like he's done everything to get into this position, and yet now he finds himself fighting Charles Oliveira. Who knows what's going to happen to Islam Makhachev in that time? Why do you think it is that Beneil has not gotten the title shot to this point? Because Mateusz also said that Beneil's most deserving.
He's man, and I mean this with there's no disrespect, but he just doesn't have that like it factor, you know. Like so, it gets kind of like he kind of gets overlooked. But he has the skills, he has the technical capabilities, you know, he has all the accolades to become a champion, definitely. But it's just like you hear his name and it's not like it doesn't excite you sometimes. It's not like, oh, Beneil Dariush. It's like, oh, Beneil Dariush. Like, oh, okay, cool. He's there. You know, like that's the only like as a marketing, as a business, that's the only thing I could see. You know, like as a me as an MMA practitioner and like seeing his skill set, like I get hyped to see him fight, you know, but it's just business, you know.
In your opinion, how do you see? Yeah, Beneil knows I love him. The guy's so nice, and sometimes that can be your downfall in the UFC. Unfortunately, I hope he gets that title shot though off that win over Oliveira. Should have materialized. Very quickly for like preview stuff, I forgot to ask. When you assess this fight, in your opinion, what is sort of the biggest advantage you have in the fight, and conversely, what's the biggest advantage Gamrot has?
Because it's all written on paper. On my striking, my my striking versus his grappling. It's a typical striker versus grappler match. Um, I feel like I have better distance engagement, distance management than him, and I have length and leverage advantage. But he has the grappling accolade, and that's pretty much it. You know, that's all I see him having over me. If he wants to bring that striking game, please stand up for me. I would love to. I welcome it.
Is there anything you can take away from the Makhachev Volkanovski fight and apply to this? Because I think with Khabib's title reign, one of the things that people really struggled with is in their mind they had it wired. I win this fight if I avoid the takedowns. But once they got taken down, they were stuck. What I found really exciting about Volkanovski's approach is I think the place he was actually the strongest was in his get-ups and his defense when they hit the ground. Is there anything you can take to that fight and sort of bring with you into this one?
I feel like Gamrot's style of wrestling and grappling is different,
Hmm.
but I could definitely what you just said, like the get ups, that definitely is something you can like I can add and take into this fight into account. But for the most part, I just feel like it's just different styles of grappling for me to worry about. I got to worry more about like submission attempts, and I don't think Gamrot's gonna just try to lay on me and hold position. He's gonna like shoot for submissions, shoot for scrambles, and keep scrambling, which brings a different set of skills to apply.
Before we wrap up on some rapid fire stuff away from the fight game, just to get to know you a little bit better, I would like, if you'd be willing to humor me here, give me currently, in your opinion, the top 5 lightweights in the world from number 5 down to number 1. It can be any promotion too. So
Oh shoot. Um, dang, I don't know.
would you like me to pull up a list to help you here?
Yeah, I need a list, bro.
All right, I'll read out for you the lightweight top 10 right now in order: Makhachev, Oliveira, Poirier, Gaethje, Dariush, Chandler, Fisayev, Gamrot, Saryukian, RDA, and of course yourself. If we're thinking like Bellator, you've got Pitbull, McKee. Those are a couple names that come to mind.
Man, I'm number one. I'm number one in my mind. That's all that matters. I'm number one. I say Islam number two. Um, who else?
Also, Usman and Magomedov. I forgot.
Shit, I don't know. That's it. That's all I could think of.
You know what? Number 1 and 2. That's all. The only person you really need to worry about at the end of the day to reach that championship goal right now is Islam
Exactly.
Makhachev. So that's fair. Okay, let's wrap up on a little rapid fire. This is gonna get stupid. This is gonna get timely. It's just whatever the fuck I can come up with. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. We know very much about Jalin Turner and his spiders, so I would like you to rank these famous spiders from favorite to least favorite. Got Spider-Man, Charlotte from Charlotte's Web, and Shelob, the giant spider from Lord of the Rings.
In that order.
All right, perfect. Walk me through the process of having arachnophobia as a kid to owning the tarantulas. Like, how do you get from point A to point B?
You
Like, what
have.
compels you to?
I don't like being. I don't like knowing something has control over me like that. Like
I get
it doesn't sit well with me. And fear is healthy and to an extent, but like it just didn't steer on me, and especially like since like when I was like a little kid, like I didn't have that fear. It's like I grew into it,
that.
and yeah, it's I don't know, it's weird. Like
I
even
get
now,
it.
like I was just talking about it today. Like I hate roller coasters now. I don't know why.
You know what? We ever get the opportunity, we'll do a live interview on the roller coaster.
I'm down.
All right. Be a good fight preview. Okay, on that note, please perform a little PSA for me because I feel like spiders are very misunderstood.
Yeah, man. Spiders don't bother people. They just try to like just do their own thing, stay out of the way. Eat the little critters that are around the house, and that's it. Some of them are fairly venomous, some of them aren't. You just gotta watch out.
I would like, yeah, and it's a symbiotic relationship. Leave them there. You're gonna get less pests in the home. It's good for everyone. I would like, you may be the best skateboarder in the UFC. There's a few guys. Trevin Jones is one who comes to mind. I would like your personal top 3 skateboarders of all time. And this doesn't have to be the best. It can be whoever you sort of like the most.
Damn, of all time, I got
Mm.
like a top 30, bro. That's hard.
Ah, whoever
Uh,
comes to mind first.
Chris Cole, number one. Shoot, there's so many. Damn. Ah, I say Chris Cole, Nija, and Shane O'Neill.
Okay, I'll give you Rodney Mullen as my all-time favorite. Nigel Houston, maybe Daiwan Song or Tony Hawk, just to give the guy some credit.
Got you.
Someone's got to lead all. I like it. Okay, but shout out to Nigel Houston, one of the best, if not the greatest, street skateboarder of all time. On that note, do you play any video games?
All I play is Call of Duty, but I haven't played for a while.
Oh, okay, yeah, I had to take a Modern Warfare 2 break. It was getting the better of me. Could you give me your top 3 skateboarding games of all time, or did we not go down that avenue?
Um, Damn, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Which one was it? I think it
They're
was
both good.
three. I think that was like one of my favorites. And then EA Skate. That's it.
American Wasteland was the one I grew up with the most, but I just kind
Oh
of went on to
yeah, I
eventually
forgot
just
about
forget.
that one.
You get to build the whole theme park.
Yeah, that one was sick.
Yeah, that was sick. All right, dude. That's where we'll leave it. This has been a lot of fun, Jalen. I want to leave you with the last word, so I'll do my part very quickly. Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you're still here, you know what you got to do. Subscribe, notification bell, thumbs up. Give me your top 5 lightweights worldwide. Would love to hear from you, as well as your official prediction for Jalin Turner versus Mateusz Gamrot. That's at UFC 285 on Saturday, March 4th. Jalen, if there's anything you want to let the people know before your big main card fight on the Jones versus Gane card, the floor is yours.
Hey, just tune in because I'm gonna keep this finishing streak alive.